All right, so for the next part, once you've made the solution from a solid here, what we want to do is we want to prepare a new solution from dilution. And in order to do that, we're going to take a little bit of our first solution. We're going to transfer it to a new volumetric flask, and then we are going to fill up this volumetric flask to the mark with water. The way that we transfer really precisely is using this tool called, or a piece of glassware called a pipette. A pipette is essentially like a chemistry straw, and it allows you to draw up fluid, and just like a volumetric flask is super precisely calibrated, so too is a pipette. We'll just put the pipette bulb on the top. You don't need to jam it on, it just kind of slides on. And then basically, I know this is going to be out of camera, but put the pipette into the volumetric flask. Make sure that the point of the pipette is not touching the bottom, or else it'll be impossible to draw up any liquid. And then all you want to do is, using your thumb, roll down the bulb of the pipette and draw up the solution past the 10 millimeter mark. So 10 mils is about there. I've got my solution drawn up there. Now with these pipettes, you have a choice. You can either roll it back down and the solution will move there. I'm not sure if camera picks that up. Oh, it does. Okay, or the way that I like to do it is by taking the pipette right off. And this is a little bit more tricky, but if you have confidence in your chemistry skills, then you can do this. Right now my thumb is plugging the top of the pipette so no air can get in. All I'm going to do is release pressure with my thumb ever so slightly as I watch the solution level drop down. And again, getting at eye level with the 10 mil mark. Okay, and it'll be the bottom of the meniscus that I want on that 10 mils. Plug that up a lot more tightly, get the new volumetric flask, and deliver the 10 mils here. Okay? Pipettes are designed to deliver that 10 mils without delivering the last drop of solution. If something comes out, it should be delivered, but there is a little bit left in the tip. We do not need to get rid of that. That is not included in the 10 mils, so don't worry about blowing that out. Also, back in the day, people used to pipette with their mouths. That is something that we will never do in this class. And then, just like we did before, you are going to add distilled water. And so making sure that this is distilled and not tap. I don't think I mentioned that last time. Add distilled water to make this solution up to the mark. And again, I'm doing the example from the pre-lab, which says a new 100 ml solution. So that's why this volumetric flask is a little bit bigger. I could even dilute this in a 50 ml solution. Some of you will do that in the lab. And again, we want to deliver until it's just under, and watch as soon as it gets into the neck of the flask, things start to go up very quickly. Getting eye level with the mark and adding the last bit drop by drop. The bottom of the meniscus is level with the mark. Put the cap on, invert a couple of times to make sure it's properly mixed, and there we go. So there are our two solutions, one prepped from a solid and one prepped by dilution. Ta-da!